We in the building. Okay. Know what I'm saying? Just left Gold P. Finna do a little quick one before the Roger report. Uh Shout out to everybody. Absalom. What's going on, man? I seen you in the building. Official. I was there earlier. You know. Shout out to Beach Vivian this morning. Ebo Sosa in the building. Black Wolf. I gotta actually get on Black Wolf. I always see him in the chat, but I ain't even sub to the man channel. I gotta go look for the guy. You know, the crazy part is, man, dropping a little video real quick to show we here. When I came up with my name, we here was to let people know. If it was just me, we here. I'm in the building with you. If it's a lot of people there, we here in support. A lot of guys don't think they subscribers enough, man. It was funny, man. My kids actually looked. Me and my wife was talking when we did the video, and my kids looked at my page as if I was a celebrity because I had 75 subs. I think 76 now, but I think it was 76 subs, and they was like, Daddy about to be famous. My kids younger, so they laugh because I'm actually gonna start their YouTube. Gonna try to get them pushing because I've been should have did it, but been playing around. And my kids young. I want them to stay little kids for the longest. That's why I keep them in toys. Try to keep them off the internet. A lot of crazy with this world. So, but just doing a little quick video support. Thanks for all my people that's in here. In the box. And the crazy part is I'm actually gonna go down the list and probably hit some people up. I don't know what I might do. Might throw some cash apps at them. Might drop a little gift prize because it's support, man. A lot of people come to channels, a lot of people support. I appreciate it. Oh, I'm sorry, man. Shout out to my boy Ricky Williams, Mark Nash, and the brother that connected me with them brothers. Got to give respect to the GOAT, underrated, the number one grinder. I got to give love and support to him. You know, beneficial with these guys. I already hit a fish over the head one time. Him and Ism over there, him, Ism and Platt, Cooter. That's the crew right there. I ran into Cooter. I don't forgot who pushed. I think it was Smooth. I think that kind of shouted me out with Cooter, and jumped in with a lot of those other guys. Platt, Ism. Ism. I like what Ism doing over there. He booming. He booming right now. They should have never gave them old dudes. They should have never gave them old dudes technology. Him and Gold Professor. But they moving, man. And shout out to Rainy Woman, Sheila E. You know, woman of the past. Um, dealing with them. Back to the basics. A lot of the women, man, I frequently mahogany. You know, pushing up on them. Just showing a little love to them when I see them go live and stuff like that, man. You know, and also um, Asada Muhammad. That lady in her blessings. And my big brother by Art and Style, man. Him and Roger always, pump them two brothers up because of what they doing with their channel for the community and for the people. Moving the plight that we all got to be together. You know, with our people. We got to move as a collective. We got to build as a collective. And the only way to start, man, like I tell the guys, man, you got to put the sword down. You're in a relationship, man. If you're not in a relationship, dude, how you gonna get in one? We always got your sword up. There's guys in the spaces that have met, nice women, you know, because they took the time and dropped their guns. Put the guns down. We can't be at war all the time, man. Put the guns down. You have a flag on the play. when it comes to somebody being, misbehaving and stuff. But other than that, man, hey, you point it out and you move on. Shout out to my boy Judge, man, BGS, AM Angry Man, uh, Sheep Stay Sleep, DS1, the Bishop, the Book of Ronan, out here. Kendra D, much love to her. I always go. I'm doing my go professor shout outs, man. A lot of spaces I hit, man. Just trying to go off the top of the dome. Dr. T Hassan, Ron, Ron Neal, Ron Neal, you know, Green Gorilla all day, and Charles Faulkner, Charles L. Faulkner Jr., you know, and the Black Uru, you know, guys out here doing their thing, man. I'm always, in Bay Blogger, Kawafi, Nino, Irv in the building, and big discussion 78, always the doc in the building, man. Much love to him. Um, you know, when we frequent the space, man, you gotta understand, you know, like the Jamaicans, it's this love that I'm feeling, man. You got love for your people. The community with me, y'all gotta do better. It's a lot of men. No, I ain't gonna say a lot. It's a handful of men that gotta do better. Cause like I always hit you over the head with, if it's so many men out here that's invested into the time and energy, with trying to build a community, we gotta shout out these people, man. We gotta shout out the people, man. Show much love. Because like I say, the numbers is this. You got over 52% of the brothers, I want to say, I think it's 51 now, 51% of men that are not married without kids. And you got about 36 that are married, families, moving, going strong. You do the numbers. It's going to almost, around about 15% of the brothers that, just moving out of pocket, out of place. You know, there's a guy in Tennessee, what? The guy got about 30 kids. I think he about probably 30, 36, 40 some years old now. But he got about 30 kids. One guy. So you see the percentage. And I think the guy has a total probably 12 to something baby mamas. So you mean to tell me these women keep having kids with this guy, knowing that he can't even take care of the ones that he already had? A lot of them that had multiple kids with this guy, you know, and that shows the mentality. And when women start saying that men ain't, about nothing, you got to look at the woman from that aspect. If you dealt with a man 3, 4 years and you don't had your kids with him, and now he's ain't, shit, what you call it? Try not to cuss too much on my channel, but you got to look at yourself, because I don't really come to the whole point of bashing the women. I just want to talk to the behavior, because I do get on the men as well. A lot of men that's out there, they lagging, stepping the game up, but that's one of the guys. This guy had 30 kids, and now he want to cry help to the government, give him some assistance with his child support. You was out here reckless, dog. I ain't got no love for you. You know, you was doing it. You did it to yourself. And in return, you gotta understand. I'm actually driving. Sorry about that. Shout out to the chat. I see some people checking in. Like I said, I'm not gonna be here too long. But as that man that was out there reckless and he had 30 kids, I ain't got no love for him. He accepted his own faith. When he started hitting close to 10, unless you was gonna be the CEO of your own business and come from there, That's the only way you're gonna be able to take care of more kids, you know. And for the women that, dealt with him with all those kids, shame on them. They shouldn't get a better man. They shouldn't. Because when you start yelling, it was a mistake. I was young. When you having 2 and 3 kids by the guy that had 12 kids, that's not a mistake. And you, and as a man, I'm just gonna call it out. I already know what you wanted him for. He gave you what you wanted, and he gave you a baby on top. So I'm not I'm not ashamed of you too. You got what you deserve. You know, you can get that government assistance for so long, but being on those programs is only gonna take you so far. You know, it's rough. And the advice, same thing with the women. You got a lot of women that are diverse of with the men. You got a few men that ain't nothing, don't want to be something in life. You only got a few women that actually want to commit to the marriage. It's one thing to want to be married. It's another thing to want to actually commit to a marriage. Because committing to a marriage, you're wholeheartedly, you know, putting everything in this man's hand to the point where, like I always tell people, it's not submission, it's understanding. Because BGS broke it down. A lot of women don't submit. You know, they're agreeable. They agree that if you're the man that's going to take care of me, provide for me, I agree that I'm going to be this woman for you. Now, when it comes to a point where these two can't, work on the same playing field, and that's when the women seek elsewhere for, comfort. But when it gets to that point that the man and that woman, are establishing a relationship with each other, and they start talking about goals, they're working on things together, and it's helping them overall, they're going to come together in the light of, one, I'm taking care of you, I'm there for you, I'm representing for you, I'm going to be a better man for you, you're going to be a better woman for me, you're going to take care of me. you know People look at it as a partnership, whatever you want to call it. And I always tell my wife, you're not my best friend. My best friends, my 2 homeboys, they cool. Been knowing them guys for years. I'm not even gonna put you in that category. You're above that. You're more than that. You know. But the point of it is, she knows that things do not get twisted because I love her with all my heart. But the thing of it is, I'm not gonna play nobody's fool. I'm not gonna be in here, you know, dealing with a woman that doesn't want to deal with me. It's a difference. And in return, we've been together for years, 15 years. We've worked with each other. We went through different little small struggles because we never really had nothing too big that kind of tested our relationship. There were incidents that happened, and it was not a big thing to me, in my opinion, because it was what it was. She might have thought something different, but it's the cost of doing business. I look at it as that, you know. But the relationship wise, you got to be able to communicate. No man wants a woman. Now, I'm speaking from a man aspect. I can't really speak too much from women, but only what I talk to them about, and they express it to me. But a man doesn't want a woman that's always arguing, talking over him, yelling at him, being aggressive, you know, because that starts to push a man, say that you having masculine traits to the point where you know you want to jump in his face, yell and scream at him. Most men don't like that. Most men don't. Most men can handle it from a woman, but most men won't. You know, so you got to learn how to pick your battles and pick your struggles, because at the end of the day, women, when it comes down to it, if a man is gonna marry you, he's gonna marry you on account of what type of woman you are. What you're bringing to the table. Far as you're not arguing with him all the time. He doesn't have to choke you. You know, he can get aggressive in the bedroom, but not outside the bedroom. Because there's plenty of times I have relationships where I tell a woman, she starts to get loud and want to, act a little aggressive, just bringing that whole craziness out of her that I never seen because she sheltered it for so long. And I just tell them point blank, I will leave you in here and I will go. This is not the time and the place. I don't get down like that. You know, I I'm gonna hit you with one over the head. I had a relationship with a woman, and it was kind of crazy. Me and the woman, we was in a relationship, and we kind of broke up due to the fact some things happened, and she was dealing with a guy that was putting his hands on her, and I talked to her, and she said, try to brush it off like it was nothing. Like, yeah, he be trying me, and he think he gonna put his hands on me and think I ain't gonna do nothing. You know me, I'm crazy. I fight. The first thing that came out my mouth was, "How you gonna leave somebody that's on a high level?" You know, I basically, I don't like saying it too much, but I told her, I said, you kind of left a man that was on a God status to the point, I treat you like a queen. I took care of you. And, we did certain things together, but then you're going to go to a man and put his hands on you? I said, what type of relationship are you in? Like, where's your mind moving? And she got offended by me saying that to her, but it was only right. You know, if you're dealing with a man that treats you like a queen and you leave him with such high hopes and go to the trash man, that shows you belittling yourself. No, my aunt, my aunt, hit my cousin over the head with this one time. She was talking about a man she was dealing with, and she kind of hit my aunt over the head about my uncle because my uncle was a rough guy. This guy was in the streets, did some time in prison for robbery and all that, and she kind of threw it out. Well, mom, you was messing with daddy, and daddy was rough. He went to prison, all this and that. My aunt told her, she said, let's get one thing straight. I've always been a lady, and I've always carried myself in such. She said, when your daddy got with me, I didn't know all these things that was he had. This stuff was in his past. He let me know after the fact when we were deep in love with each other. He didn't let me know all this stuff before we got married. She said, I carry myself in high regards to the point where I'm a lady at all times. And if a man can't deal with me as a lady, I'm not going to be with him. I looked at my cousin. She was shook because the same incident happened with her trying to, fight a dude. And that kind of threw me off. And, like I said, it was just crazy. And coming from a situation where she had a mother and father in the house, and that's the key thing. She had a mother and father in the house all the way till she graduated college. Around no, I'm sorry, because they did break up right before she went to college. I apologize. Right before she went to college, everything. But the whole key thing was she seen what a man did in the family. My uncle probably did his thing out there in the street, but the thing that was, he took care of the house. He showed how, the house was and the way it needs to be ran and what the man needs to do. He worked hard. He actually, put my cousin in position to have her first business, in school. She was young. And she ended up going to school for, accounting and everything and business because at a such young age, she seen the numbers rolling. Her mom owned her own shop. So She knew how to make the money. She knew how to go out there and get it. That wasn't the issue. She took all those key values in which she's seen in the family, but one, the regards of having a family, you know, the relationship status. You know, my aunt never promoted that she needed to be strong and independent. My aunt promoted her to having an education to make something of herself. Now, everything after that, she took it in consideration to move a different path because she's seen the blueprint. I always speak on blueprints when you're dealing with your family, your friends, and all that, you know, especially with family. You have that blueprint for your mother and father. A lot of people, parents were on drugs. And the key thing about that is when they're on drugs, you know, they're giving you these blueprints all messed up, you know, bathroom not where it's supposed to be, bathrooms in the closet, the uh the kitchen is in the bedroom, wake up, roll over, cook you some eggs. But those blueprints are all just scrambled. It's up to you to build that structure the way you want. You know, move things around, learn a little more, know how to set things proper. And I'm using that as a structure of your life. You know, if your parents didn't give you the keys to success, the internet is there. People are around you that are successful. There's no reason not to look for a mentor. There's no reason you have people that walk across your life on a daily, you know, and we you know, we entertain, in my opinion, the likes of some angels, you know, because I look at it as this: a person whom you've never known, you know, dealt with, they might come into your life, give you some type of inspiration, may give you some type of advice that change your life. You'll never see this person again. It's crazy. I had a guy, you know, I my battery went out in my truck, stuck in traffic, had to actually go do something so I was gonna make some money. And I had to meet up with my wife. This random stranger came over, gave me a hand. You know, I shot him some gas money, even though he kept telling me he didn't want to take it. I actually just, you know, balled it up, put it on the seat, and jumped out the car. You know, shot me some gas to take me, you know, about, and it wasn't just around the corner. You know, it, actually his girlfriend. I was in let's just say about 20 miles down the road. You know, I was out of the way, but his girlfriend actually stayed in that area to where he was cool with it. He just said, you know, that give him a reason to pop up on his girlfriend. And, you know, I was thankful for that. Guy gave me his number. You know, talked to the guy one time, never talked to the guy ever again. You know, me and this guy talked while we was driving. Gave me a lot of insight, gave me a lot of good information. The guy never worked for nobody a day in his life. Guy started off cutting hair, then got into cutting grass. Real fit guy, man. Guy worked out and everything. Me and him talked the whole time. And he was saying that, you know, his father instilled in him, you know, you got to stand on your feet as a man and not let people take care of you. He said it's easier for you to be your own boss and survive in the world by being up under somebody's rulership, you know. Because I was talking to him about actually some business that I want to, you know, kind of get into and get started. And he was like, man, go for it. And from that key, I was already doing a lot of it, but I went at it full force and got it done. But you know, the key thing is the structure of your house, man. You build it the way you want. Don't let a lot of people deter you from living your life a certain way because you have power over yourself. You got power over your life, man. You got to do what it takes to win, man. You know, when it come down to it, I get on a lot of men, you know, about driving trucks. You know, I just did a video before this one about owning a pickup truck. You're self-employed by owning a pickup truck. You can get a note, pick up furniture on the weekends. They got a lot of furniture places that need people for deliveries. Get you some cards, drop them off. Big Lots, furniture companies. You know, a lot of these companies they're charging 125 and stuff like that. You can go ahead 75. As long as it's short distance, you'll make your money. I've been in situations to where I've been fortunate to have good jobs and deliveries to make a lot of money. You know, the job I work at now it's decent, but I make more money on my side jobs than I do this. I just always have had a hustle mentality of making money. I used to sell candy at school. I used to pick up cans when I was younger than that. Couldn't even get a job. I would always trying to find a way to make some money. I always had that hustle mentality, as well as let's say one of the people I knew that the guy told him he was in the street, and I said, man, if you would implement all this stuff that you do into something positive, man, your life will be so much better, and I guarantee you will make more money legally than in the street. The guy accepted my offer and little business stuff that I was telling him about, but ultimately he got caught up. His life took another path. You know, if you don't build your structure on solid foundation, man, it's gonna crumble. You know, and I push to the men a lot, man, that if we want these women that we always say we want, a woman that understanding. Like I say, I don't use submissive. Women act like that's a bitter taste. But if you get a woman that's understanding, you got to be able to come to the table, dog. You gotta be able to produce. What woman doesn't want a man that's producing? Just like a man wants a woman to produce, you know, be this type of woman that he likes. What are you offering her? Because the same goes for the women, the same goes for the men. If a man wants a woman that cooks, clean, either go to work and give him the money or split the bills or whatever, that woman has to get something in return. She can't get a man that's just gonna be there ready to have sex. She can't get a man that's gonna be there that just well, I pay these bills, you pay these bills. When something come up, y'all looking at each other shook because like I say, when it come down to it, the man needs to be able to put in that work. If something don't get paid, you either need to be in a position to go borrow the money, take out a loan, sell something, do whatever it takes, because you the man of the house. Like I dropped in the video once before. My wife, she went through a situation to where she actually had to take off work for a while. For a whole year, she didn't have to work. Family and everybody was asking me, "Am I okay? Do I need money?" and or just looking at me because she wasn't working. I'm like, "Nah, we good." Checking on me, ain't nothing cut off. Y'all good over there? Yeah, we good. you know, Kids still doing their thing. And I had my older kids went to high school at the time. So the cost of that was high. You got sports. I had to pay for dues, pay for equipment, shoes, uniforms, all type of little stuff that need to be paid for. Young kids were getting ready to go into school. My little boys, they was going into pre-K. Had no, they was going in get ready to go to pre-K. So I had to worry about them, getting clothes, book bags, stuff like that. All that still was being taken care of. You know, I locked down and did what needed to be done. And when it was time, my wife went back to work. Everything was good. Nothing to get cut off. Had a car note. Car note was still being paid. Everything was good. Now, was it that time? Because I want to say if that was before. Yeah, yeah. I think we still had that car note then. Yeah, because we still had the car. I think I actually paid the car note. I actually paid the car off in full when she went back to work because I don't like paying car notes. So what I do is, with my wife, she mostly get a car note, I'll just take the money from my tax return and just start either dumping it on the car to, try to go ahead and pay it off, because that's less of a bill I got to worry about every month. Same thing applies with my budget. I have all my bills set on my calendar on Google, to where I have like 2 to 3 days before the bill comes out, notification come up on my phone. Me and my wife, we have a joint. Well, we call it the family email. And in that family email, that's where we have stuff for the kids. That the school contacts us. They can contact that family email. They have our phone numbers, but if they sending stuff, it goes in the family email. Bills, we don't typically do it all the time, put them in the family email, but when we do, we get all the email notifications from the family email. But the bills are all set up in there with the passwords, would abbreviate. So if somebody do get in there, they won't know all the passwords to everything. And if they do, they bills, what they gonna do? Go in there and pay it for me? I appreciate that. And shout out to everybody in the chat. Like I said, man, I'm driving, so I'm not being able to look at my phone right now. But set it up like that. Me and my wife kind of structure things a little bit better, to where it makes it easy on both of us. In an instant, we was paying everything out of one account, but when my wife ended up getting a new job, she had the stuff go direct deposit back into her old account, because that was the only account she had available and everything. And I don't know why she didn't give me a call or something like that, but she mostly just transferred the money in my account anyway. And I'm not bothered with that anyway, because she has access to my account. I got a couple accounts she don't have access to, but I still keep the money in that account, and I have other accounts that I move and do business out of and everything too. But like I say, the point of reference, man, building, building, building. That's the big deal. I'm actually probably gonna let this go for probably about 15 more minutes, because I know the Roger report gonna come on, and I want to go ahead and drop off, support that brother. Like I said earlier, I just jumped off a Gold Professor, the Gold Professor Radio. Y'all, shout out to him. And I just glanced over there, man. Third, what's going on, man? I see you over there for the report. Hey, shout out to y'all, man. I'm always in the building. And I'm gonna let people know, man. I be spreading my love with the cash apps, supporting, the channels. I try to hit cash out more than super chats, because I know how that goes with the money. And like I tell a lot of people, man. Well, a lot of people don't know this. I actually support the channels through me recycling stuff from my job. And so, more or less, if the people who get these cash apps and the money I send them, they notice by the money I send them, I spread the love to everybody, and everybody get a little here, get a little there. I don't hit too many people as much, as I do, but the one salon, Gold Professor, what's going on, everybody? I think I'm about to drop this screen, because Roger about to come on. But man, nice dealing with y'all, and I'll hit y'all a little later. We gone.